Start. Shortly after I explained the power and authority of a federal grand jury, Jeanine Pirro asked for indictments from federal grand juries in D.C. Her demands were refused 12 times, something that is totally unheard of. Now that the sleeping giant known as a federal grand jury has been awakened, now when they know the power, authority, and responsibility of their office, it is time for them to enforce the law and address the Trump crime organization. Federal grand juries and federal district court judges are the only ones who can save American democracy without violence. To accomplish the preservation of democracy, 5 Supreme Court justices must be indicted. Allow me to explain. In deciding the case of Trump v. Anderson, 5 justices conceded that Trump engaged in insurrection on January 6. Nearly every adult American witnessed it. The Supreme Court of Colorado declared Trump an insurrectionist. Once an insurrectionist, always an insurrectionist. These 5 justices on page 10 of their decision said they knew about 18 U.S.C. 2383. That law mandates without exception that no one give aid or comfort to an insurrectionist. That prohibition applies to senators, congressmen, the president, and Supreme Court justices. After all, the authors of that law had just lived through the bloodshed and devastation caused by insurrectionists and their supporters. These 5 justices decided in Trump v. Anderson that Trump could remain on the ballot for president. That is an act of giving Trump aid and comfort. These justices should have declared that the law forbade them from helping any man who would resort to endangering American citizens so he could hang on to power. They could have said that any son of a bitch who would cause the deaths of his followers and police officers dedicated to protecting our capital cannot avail himself of legal manipulations. For this action, they should be indicted. Shortly after issuing their decision in the Trump v. Anderson case, these same justices decided Trump v. U.S., wherein they abandoned the rule of law and granted Trump immunity for past and future violations of the law. We Americans elect our president to solve the problems of this country without resorting to lawlessness. So again, with full knowledge they had no authority to give aid or comfort to Trump, they granted that monster immunity for the commission of crimes and gave him permission to commit future crimes. They should be indicted for this conduct. These justices continue to assist Trump in cementing his dictatorship by issuing over 16 rulings in what is known as a shadow docket. These rulings in Trump's favor all change existing law. This conduct should merit indictment. In just 9 short months, Trump has murdered more than 13 people, destroyed the lives of thousands, extorted hundreds, silenced the voice of opposition, and guaranteed the deadly transference of disease to our children. Grand juries must act now. Grand juries should not fear being hindered by the maneuvers of Pam Bondi, Jeanine Pirro, and other Trump lackeys because their actions would subject them to prosecution under 18 U.S.C. 2383. Grand juries could issue indictments against them. The rank and file of the military and Justice Department are still loyal to the Constitution. They will still obey a court order. They will still honor a grand jury indictment. All they await is a finding of probable cause from a federal grand jury, and they will arrest anyone the grand jury says gave aid to an insurrectionist. I have been practicing law for more than 45 years. Though I can read a law book and explain a legal theory, I am not experienced at getting my message across on social media. But now lives are at stake. Our democracy is threatened. Now is the time for grand jurors and district court judges to take the lead. But now is also the time for all concerned Americans to see that this message goes viral.